main event, and it is for the Who's Number One welterweight title. First, out of the blue corner, training out of Austin, Texas, with the B team, Kenta Iwamoto.
Kenta Iwamoto from Japan, representing the B team, the ADCC Asian and Oceania Trials winner, makes his debut here at Who's Number One.
Yeah, very exciting, very strong wrestling, judo base, but also very good at jiu-jitsu. So.
And now, out of the red corner, training out of Jundiaí, Sao Paulo, with the Mica Galvão Jiu-Jitsu team, he is the Who's Number One welterweight champion, Mica Galvão.
Mica Galvão, the current 170-pound champion of Who's Number One, makes his return. Coming out to Elvis Presley, and there's a little story about that I'm going to tell you guys in a sec, but there's no coincidence with that, as Mica wants to be known as the Elvis Presley of Jiu-Jitsu, a guy that transcends generations and known for many, many years. Mica truly believes he will be one of these athletes that'll never be forgotten in the sport of Jiu-Jitsu. Comes out with the romantic Elvis Presley song. Let's see how this is gonna roll out. He's like, it's all hugs and smiles and friends and acai, but when he gets on the mat, it's Pohada time. All right, this welterweight tail of the tape, Mica Galvão, 20 years old, 5'7", weighed in at 170 pounds, ranked number 1 in the FloGrappling rankings, against Kenta Iwamoto, 27 years old, 5'6", weighed in at 169.8 pounds. This is for the welterweight title of Who's Number One. When we put these matches together, Sean Williams, this one I really, really enjoyed. Originally it was supposed to be Nicky Ryan against Mica Galvão. As we all know, Nicky Ryan got injured, and his teammate Kenta Iwamoto stepped up to the plate. I love this match. Kenta is not afraid to do takedowns. He's not afraid to do judo. Mica has been doing judo, wrestling, Kenta as well. Both very submission hungry, you know, grapplers. They go for the submission. They like to wrestle. They like to do it all.
Oh yeah, this is going to be exciting. But the thing is that X factor that Mica has, where he'll just jump on a submission, like right now is the flying arm lock, and guillotines. If you shoot in, he proved last time how strong the guillotine is. We all know that, but boy, he proved there's a flying arm lock right there potentially coming. You know, that's the thing, right? It's not just wrestling. It's wrestling with submissions, and that's the next generation, as he's shown. That's what people are going to master, is understanding the difference between wrestling and judo, and understanding the difference. Like it doesn't matter how you get it to the ground if you get to the top or you end in a submission. So, and he does that very well,
oh,
just like that.
Kenta Iwamoto with the takedown. Mica Galvão right away gets to the arm. Mica's got that arm extended. We can't tell the angle here if he's got it fully extended. And Kenta gets the escape.
Slip, but you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
There was the takedown, and then look at this. They're back to neutral because he had to defend an arm lock so hard. That is what is the next generation of grapplers is, well, that would look good, and then all of a sudden, wham, I have to defend an arm. It's very, very good at that. Mica, I think, is the best at that at the moment.
And when Mica does that arm bar, it's almost like the armpit flying arm bar. Yeah, you know, the hands, he doesn't really grab the whole arm. Yeah. He just traps that hand underneath his armpit, and he jumps. Yep. And look at that, Kenta with a nice single leg attempt, and Mica with the triangle right away. Mica's got the legs over the shoulder. He's looking to finish this, Sean Williams.
This is a tight triangle. I don't see really good defensive well, let's see if Kenta's thinking about bringing his legs over. Now he's, now he's on the arm. He's got a good arm lock. Almost had a good arm lock defense. Started good. Now it's not looking so good. He's got to get around the body. There he got out.
Shades of Mica Galvão versus J-Rod. When
right.
J-Rod did those triple armbar escapes.
But you see, the thing is this is Mica's game.
Yeah.
So it's no different for him. But when you're getting this done to you, you're like, man, alive, it's chipping away. You're not used to that kind of onslaught of, oh, I thought I was doing all right, and then all of a sudden I'm in a super tight triangle again. So, but this is something I believe he could just do all day long. It's just part of what he does. But when you're on the receiving end of that, it makes you tired, stressful.
Mica Galvão, originally from Manaus, Brazil, now relocated to Sao Paulo. Has a lot of Who's Number One matches. Again, there it is, takedown right into submission attempt. Man, I gotta say, I am very impressed by Kenta Iwamoto, but he is stuck in this guillotine. Mica's got his neck and he's got pressure.
Yeah,
that looks tight.
Good.
That looks tight.
He let it go.
And but it looks like he might be stepping over the triangle here. But that's doing a good job of recovering.
And this is a take. That's what I'm saying. That's a takedown for Mica. Not here, right? But that he ended on the top.
Yeah.
Iwamoto was the one who actually shot the takedown, but like through that guillotine, who's in control here? And so that's a whole nother mindset and a whole nother concept that he just does. And because, man, Kenta looks amazing. Everything he's doing is technically really, really good. You can't take that away from him.
Absolutely, but Mica is.
But when it's met with what we can do,
yes,
jiu-jitsu, submissions, way different. It's much different.
On the way to the venue with Andre Galvão, we were chatting a little bit about Mica Galvão, and he said, you know, Ricardo, Mica is just something very special. It's something we see every once in a while in this sport, and he just does things that no one else does. His movements are like no one else. His ability to fight and win from every single position. But he has a fight in Kenta today. Kenta is taking it to him. He's not afraid. And Kenta said if he wins this belt, he wins over Mica, it could change his life. It would be the biggest victory in his career.
Oh yeah, Kenta is looking good. But he's just been on the receiving end of what Mica does so well.
Kenta Iwamoto loves the foot trips, loves the setup of the single legs. As you mentioned, he has been to the big show at ADCC. He's won the trials, which is a huge feather in his cap. And he's training with one of the best teams in the business right now, B Team, when he comes to Austin, Texas.
Well, he's done a great job of getting in on the legs, and he's done what you would think you should be doing. But it's just, again, different when someone learns to counter with what we have available in our arsenal.
Judge's favor went for Mica Galvão.
Yeah.
No surprise there.
Would not be surprised. He's got the grip of a flying arm. Like, I don't know if he's just going to do that, but like there, Kenta, that looked great. Snapped him down, moved him, went into that nice angle on that knee pick, but got to watch again. If you can't cover that lead knee, it's going to be another flying arm lock.
Nick Rodriguez said Kenta has got that dog in him, you know, he's got that scrap in him. And, you know, he's a guy that they have to sometimes tell him, you know, chill out on his training. He's just always fighting very, very hard, and he has not let up for 1 second here against Mica Galvão. Mica, with a nice little foot trip of his own, gets to the top position of Kenta Iwamoto, forcing him to half guard.
Nice little pummel there to free his leg from the half guard. Can continue to stack Iwamoto. Let's see if he stacks him all the way up. It's a little bit low now. His chest a little bit low. There, he's gotten better position. Iwamoto was able to save his legs there.
Looking up at the referee there for a second. I didn't know if he was trying to point out something, but not stopping the attacks here is Mica Galvão.
Looking to either do an arm lock, or arm and guillotine pass here, or it's wise for him to watch his leg in that position. He got his hips over.
Immediately.
Yeah, that was very wise. He's way ahead in his thoughts there. His leg was exposed and his weight was a little off balance. And
so, you know, when Nicky Ryan unfortunately had to withdraw from this match and we announced Kenta, you know, Kenta not as well known as Nicky Ryan, so some people were, you know, questioning the level of this match. But I said it from the beginning. I really, truly believed, if you know jiu-jitsu and if you've watched Kenta fight and if you've seen Mica fight, you know the styles make matches, and it's going down exactly the way I thought. I knew it was going to be a takedown battle, tons of submissions, and that's all we keep seeing. And this is exactly the type of match we want to see here at Who's Number One. We want to see it all. We want to see the takedowns. We want to see submission sweeps. We want to see everything. We don't want to see people stalling out matches, and these two just don't do that.
Yeah, no, Kenta, very talented young man. There he's finally able to get into, stay out of those attacks and finally get into the close guard there of Mica. He's trying an arm lock here by holding. He's trying to push the shoulder to sort of isolate that elbow a little bit. That's what he looked like he was doing with the frame there and that overhook.
Kenta now testing the guard of Mica Galvão.
Yeah, Kenta's in good position. He's slowly moving himself into a good position.
See Melky Galvão in the corner of Mica, father of Mica Galvão. Melky Galvão Jiu-Jitsu.
Big battle for this hand right here. Omoplata.
Wow, look at that omoplata to triangle to double arm block attempt there by Mica Galvão. The way he's able to flow from submission to submission. And you know, not a lot of people know about this, but Mica's flexibility is very, very good. He can actually do the full splits.
Yeah.
So he's got this ability to just open the legs and just continuously flow from, you know, any position.
Kenta moving into more of a defensive strategy, which is not a bad strategy, actually. He's making Galvão come to him this time. You've got to be long. You've got to be careful how long you use that.
Nice shot.
That was a nice shot. Running low, very low on the legs.
Iwamoto, he's bringing it.
Oh yeah, he's very, very good. As you had mentioned, it was a good shot. Was able to get in low on the legs this time. Stay away from
judges' favor.
Submission.
Red.
Although Kenta got that last takedown, the judges are still favoring Mica. That doesn't mean that necessarily he's winning rounds. All that means is up until right now, if they were to go to a decision, the judges would favor Mica for the decision. But that could change in the next 5 minutes. Beautiful omoplata to armbar attempt by Mica Galvão, but I think they're just too slippery. I think he needs to work to the back. Kenta's slipping out once again. Yeah, he's not able to finish that. He's got to get like a little bit of more of a grip. I think, you know, trying to finish from the back or even like a guillotine, those omoplatas are just too slippery.
Yeah, he had that arm lock in the armpit there. He's going to take the back. Like to take the back now and one hook in. He's got to keep.
And this is where, when I talk about the flexibility, this is where you'll see Mica trap arms, both arms.
He's got one trapped right now, so that arm is getting across that neck, and there is an arm trap there. Kenta was able to get it through, but maybe too late here.
Mica gets the submission from the back. Mica Galvão defends his 170-pound title once again. It submits the Japanese Kenta Iwamoto. Great match.
Oh, fantastic.
Kenta, you know, when he got the submission, it wasn't like a very dynamic movement, so we couldn't really tell it was on. But beautiful job by this young man.
Yeah, exceptional. I mean, he went. That last little thing was set up by another arm lock. Then he went into finally taking the back. Look at that. There's that first flying arm lock. Went into an omoplata. He couldn't hold the arm. Then he went and tried to transition the legs. There's the tight triangle, Ricardo. It's just almost, and he was almost in the arm. Kenta, I'll tell you what, this guy was a defensive genius there to get all out, Houdini, if you will. Then the guillotine, and he's going to sweep him with the guillotine. There's the nice double, so low on the leg. It's very nice. That ankle pick, double leg. Here's what set up that final movement. He spun on the arm. Still couldn't get the arm, get the turning, and then so now he comes up to the back of the turtle.
Yeah, he slipped that arm right underneath the chin.
He had that arm isolated for a long time, long enough to get the arm through.
Just clinical submission there by Mica Galvão. Again, props to Kenta Iwamoto. Put on an awesome match. Okay, we're gonna kick things over to our head official, Gabriel, for the official word here.
The official decision via rear naked submission, and still, who's #1 welterweight champion, Mica Galvão.
Mica Galvão wins the 170-pound title and gets the belt given to him by another Galvão, Andre Galvão, one of the greatest of all time. Let's kick it over to Kenta Rusing for a word with our winner, Mica Galvão.
Mica Galvão here, the third time you've had this belt on your shoulder. Congratulations. How does it feel to retain your title for a second time?
It feels awesome, you know. I think that every single time I come here to Rules #1, I'm very well treated. The public receives me well. The organization always, you know, prepares the best for their athletes. And, you know, I'm just excited to be competing here once again. Of course, I knew that it would be a tough match with Kenta. And, you know, just lots of respect for him to accepting the fight in such short notice.
Yeah, we originally were planning to see this match with Nicky Ryan, right? We set that up at the last Who's #1. Unfortunately, had to withdraw, but we had a great opponent step in. And speaking of the opponent that stepped in, I want to ask you what you were thinking, what was going through your mind during some of those tight submissions. You had a lightning-fast triangle, a lot of arm locks. What was going on in those moments for you?
You know, so as I always say, I'm always driven by submission. That was my objective from minute 15 until the last minute. I knew that this could be a 15-minute match because, you know, Kenta won already 3 ADCC trials. He did crazy matches at ADCC. I know that the Brazilian public doesn't know much about him, but it's still, the guy was like a freak. So props to him, a lot of respect before the match, and even more now.
Now, I've got to ask you, because I heard a lot of murmuring in the crowd with this walkout song. This is a pretty unique walkout song. It's not the hype we normally see, very romantic coming out. Walk us through your choice here on that.
So I chose Elvis Presley because, you know, along my years, I think that my dad inspired me to do this with, you know, looking to history of, you know, big people. And Elvis is one of those big people that, like, even though he died before I was even born, he still reaches further and further generations. And I think that's what I wanted to do for myself. I wanted to, you know, inspire with this kind of story, like trying to inspire the next generations with my art. He did with music, I want to do with jiu-jitsu. And of course, another opportunity to give it a little props to my girl, because, you know, being competing at the highest level requires a lot of effort. And, you know, she's also from the US. She's going to an Olympic year, still gonna do trials in the Olympics, hopefully. And, you know, it's hard to see each other that much. So I wanted to take that time to offer her my, you know, my love. And yeah, that's it, basically.
Let's hear it one more time for Mica Galvão, our champion, third time in a row. Can't wait to have you back on the stage.